Hi everyone, Mariam here with you. Hope you're all doing very well. We're going to talk about breaking habits and people pleasing today. It might seem a little strange why I'm bringing this up now, but having come through Thanksgiving holidays, going into Christmas and other kinds of family get-togethers, things tend to come up. And I thought perhaps this might be a good reminder to pay attention to. Now, I'm not talking about just family patterns. This is not about family relationships, although that would be the most relatable because we tend to fall into patterns within family dynamics. So, let's say you might sort of inadvertently have taken it upon yourself to be the peacemaker, to be the one that feels has to make everyone happy. And that tends to become sort of your persona that you kind of pick for yourself. And it kind of goes to define your role within the relationship, within the dynamic of the family. And usually this tends to go with friendships and meeting new people, just making connections. That just becomes your thing, that you feel like you have to be the one to make everyone happy, even if you have no idea what really makes them happy. So I thought this would be a good thing to address today because I, for one, can relate to it on many different levels. Um, it's not that unusual to have everyone to have different roles that they play within relationships. I mean, this is how we connect with people. This is how we get on in our lives. However, if you pay attention, if you tend to be that people pleaser person who wants to make everyone happy, somewhere along the way, you sort of got it into your psyche that what you want or you need is less important than other people's. So that kind of tends to build on itself and make you feel like you always have to compromise, or rather, maybe you don't do it consciously, but you tend to always compromise in favor of what everyone else wants. Now, if it keeps going on and on and on about everything, at some point, this is going to create some discomfort and, in some cases, resentment because you're going to feel tired of always being the one to compromise. No, sometimes you don't want to have what you want too. So remember that the next time something like this happens, take a step back and think, okay, I don't have to spin this out of control and start yelling and kicking and screaming at everyone. However, you can have your voice heard. You can tell people that, um, uh, it's okay. You can do your thing, and I'm going to take care of mine, and perhaps you guys can meet somewhere in the middle and let that be. This way, you can come to a compromise. However, you have to voice that. You have to let them know that this is what you do. For example, if everybody's getting together, going to a steakhouse, and you happen to be a vegetarian, well, chances are you're not going to find a meal that would be to your liking, and having a salad is not necessarily your idea of filling up because vegetarians kind of need some substance too. So what you can do is perhaps have them go to the place they want. Perhaps you can pick something up from somewhere and join them there. Something like that. This is an example, but there are compromises that can be made that could be beneficial to both people. This way, nobody gets upset at anybody, and you don't end up giving a lecture to someone about, oh, why are you having meat? And I don't really want to meet you there, and all of that stuff. You don't want to make it unpleasant for people. This way, respect is given on both sides, and people can be heard more um, pleasantly, more willingly you can be heard. And thinking of yourself and thinking what you want is not selfishness, it's called self-care. You know how we've been talking about self-care. I really, really feel self-care is very important because everybody has needs and that need to meet, and they need to take care of themselves for themselves, even if it is to be helpful to others. If you're not good to yourself, forget about being of any use to anyone else. We've said that before. So that being said, this is how you can break a pattern that has gone on for a long time, and perhaps you may not even have noticed it. But if you see sort of a similar kind of a situation repeating itself, a pattern repeating itself, that's where you can take a step back and say, what can be your role in it? There are always different sides to it, but you are only responsible for your role in that situation. I hope this was helpful. I wish you a wonderful rest of the week, and I will see you next time. Namaste.